They did. They made a new
tried.
Twisted Metal like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was fine.
Yeah, fair.
No,
This one looks all right. I think it's got a really good style to it.
Sure. It looks like Rocket League with more polygons.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's free, right? We should at least check it out.
I guess. All right, moving on to our next game, which Bobby already talked about, but now you're going to get to see a little bit of if you are watching this or watching the archive, and that is Nuts.
It looks so good
for the Switch and PC. It does. Yeah, it looks really good. Bobby, I think you mentioned that you thought it might be coming to the PlayStations, and I did not see that anywhere. So
it's Switch and PC. You're right.
I think it's just Switch and PC, yeah. But it is also Apple Arcade. It came out into Apple Arcade in January, which is why you guys have gotten to experience it a little bit beforehand. But then the rest of us can experience it on February 4th. Game looks really cool.
It does. Let me see if I can get one of the night. Yeah, here's what night looks like on it. So they changed the color scheme with days and nights, and as the chapters go, there's the board I was mentioning, how you can like throw shit up anywhere using the facts, but that's your little station that you can use for tracking shit. It's very good. It's very, very good.
Nice. All right, next up on the 5th, the very next day, is a number of games. Well, two kind of. God, it's complicated. Neo Remastered, the complete edition, is coming to PlayStation 5. Also, Neo 2 Remastered, the complete edition, is coming to PS5.
Did you like this, Johnny?
I played a little bit of Neo.
You're the resident Souls fan.
Yeah, I didn't dig too deeply into it. I know that it does a lot of cool stuff with stances, with the different weapons, and I have not played a single minute of Neo 2. But I do know, I think it was well received by the people who played it.
I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like a level-based Souls game, which some people found interesting. It actually got me to purchase the first Neo, and then I never played it. But I feel like I would enjoy Neo more than I would enjoy a standard Dark Souls experience because of the way it's broken up like that.
Still definitely has that, that difficulty spike to it. But I think combat-wise, it does some unique and interesting things for sure.
Yeah, and I think this is going to look really good on the PS5. I mean, obviously, the frame rate increase is going to help out. Yeah, I mean, hope so. But I mean, looking at some of the stuff they're showing here, it looks pretty slick.
Yeah, but I mean, it specifically should look better because these remastered versions are both coming to PS5 on the same day. Neo 2, the complete edition, not remastered edition, is coming to PC and PS4. So basically, everything that'll be in the complete edition, except for the fancy graphics, will be on PC and PS4. But the PS5 will get that graphical upgrade.
Nice.
Anyway, moving on. Let's go to February 11th, where a little game called Death Crown is coming out for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I agree. It looks really cool, and that's why I put this on this list. I don't think a lot of people are going to be familiar with Death Crown. I certainly wasn't until I was looking up games for coming out this month, and I just think it looks rad. It's a fast-paced RTS that has kind of an MS Paint look to it, where it's like all black and white pixel-based stuff that it's really neat. It's like on a hex grid, and it's kind of I'm trying to think of other games that kind of do this, but it's a game where you like send out your own creeps to attack the enemy, and they can put out towers and things to block you. I think it has a really good look to it. I'm kind of interested in it. It's going to be a cheaper game. I can't remember how much it cost on any of these platforms.
Do you know if it's coming to PC?
Yeah. I didn't see that, so it might already be on PC. Maybe it's just getting ports to these other systems. But it's one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. I think I might pick that up.
Yeah, for sure.
It is on Steam.
It's on Steam? Nice. Cool. How much is it?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It is $10.
Okay. Very cool.
All right, let's move on to probably the biggest game coming out in February, and that is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury for the Nintendo Switch.
What?
I'm really excited about it.
Another classic Wii U game getting a remaster, making the Wii U all that more pointless. There's less and less relevance to owning a Wii U anymore, and that's a good thing. People I'm glad people are going to get to play really good games that they missed out on the Wii U. Oh, cute. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You must not be feeling good
there. In my throat there. But this is one that I actually missed. I'm really excited because I never played this game on the Wii U, and I love Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. So does Johnny. We did a whole podcast about it. People can listen to it on gamersonthego.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never played this one, and I'm really looking forward to giving it a shot.
I think this is going to be a ton of fun. Like, this would be one that we could all do streaming. I can have this going with us playing together, and I think this would be probably one of the first games that the three of us can actually bring over playing together on Twitch.
I don't know if I'm going to buy this game because I've already played it. Yeah, I played the shit out of this
Bobby
game.
And I'll just play it then. That's fine. It's all right. We would have made you be a toad anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right.
I mean, all right. I will probably buy this game. I just don't know if I'll be buying it.
It's a good Mario game.
The day it comes out.
Fair. Well, thankfully, I believe Nintendo is selling this forever and not just until March, like all their other Mario games. Fuck. I'll still be salty about that. All right, let's move on here to the 16th, and that is Fallen Legion Revenants. For God, what a terrible name. Terrible generic-ass name. But it's coming for Nintendo Switch and PS4. And I like my notes here. My notes here is that this looks like a discount 13 Sentinels and seems like it plays like a discount Indivisible. And I use the word discount because, it doesn't seem as good as either of those things. But I do like both of those things. So maybe I'll actually really like this game. I don't know.
Like, this definitely seems like some chase-ass shit if I've ever seen it.
It does seem like some chase-ass shit. I will give you that. But
bounce ahead here, see if I can get like a talking head. 5 months earlier. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got that vibe to it.
There's something about it. I could...
Almost, the art style almost reminds me of Slay the Spire a little bit.
I was thinking more of the...
yeah, maybe.
That Castlevania remake style, that stylized game that came out of...
Bloodstained, sure.
Yeah, it's got more of that Bloodstained vibe to it, I think.
Yeah, I'd say from an aesthetic standpoint, from like a setting standpoint, I think it definitely gets into that Bloodstained thing. But yeah, I mean, it looks like you have a party of characters, and you can use different buttons to have those characters fight in kind of a relatively real-time sense, and do like combo stuff with them. I don't know. It seems really interesting to me. It's one I'm gonna look for reviews of before I pull the trigger, but it's one that I'll keep an eye on because
it's on
Switch and PS4 it says.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, let's move on to the 18th when we have Anodyne 2 Return to Dust coming for Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, I suppose. This is a port of a 2019 PC game. Did anyone play the first Anodyne?
No.
It was kind of Zelda style, like a top-down 2D. This one's not that. It's a 3D. I don't think it's an open world exactly, but as you might be seeing right now, it goes into it's kind of this bigger world that you find things in and then play smaller games.
This is like some Banjo-Kazooie shit.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it looks like it goes into that first Anodyne gameplay.
It's like Jumping Flash.
I I don't
this
know
is
enough
fucking
about
weird
Jumping
looking,
Flash
man.
to be able to help you there. It does look weird. The writing is weird. I never played that first game. I think I might own that first game on Switch, but I've heard people say good things about this second game. I don't know if this is necessarily for me, but I appreciate its weirdness a whole bunch.
Sure. I can talk to this next one.
Okay, I will let Bobby talk about Curse of the Dead Gods, which is coming out February 23rd for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Bobby, take it away.
So, Chase, you had put in our notes, what if it was Hades but slow? And
yeah.
I remember I
almost wrote what if Hades but bad, but I decided that's unfair. I'll just say slow. But I meant bad.
So it's not a bad game. Let me preface that. And quite frankly, I think that I was showing you this game and you're like, hey, you should check out Hades. And this was back a while back. And I was like, oh, what's Hades? And you're like, oh, it's this really cool game from Supergiant coming out, yada, yada, yada. And I was like I remember telling you, hey, I don't really like these types of games, but this one's all right. And you're like, yeah. Hades is better. And so I fired up Hades, and you're absolutely right. Like the Hades was the absolute worst thing that could happen to this game. And they were around early access or at the same time. It's fine. It's got some all right stuff that happens with curses and boons. There's some neat mechanics that play with it. But I will say with authority, play Hades over this every single chance you can.
Yeah, I mean the comparisons are fair and yet unfair. Like I'm watching some of this gameplay again, and I'm seeing, you're dashing over spike traps that look exactly like the spike traps in Hades. Like the combat, like the sword stuff, looks pretty close to the sword stuff. And even when
the damage that you get, I mean, it's Hades is, for I've said it every single time I can, for somebody who does not care for the run-based genre, the roguelike. I mean, I like the elements of rogues, but like the traditional, like make it through this, Hades is in a league of its own. All the hype around it getting Game of the Award accolades and all that, it's all fair. It's well warranted. Supergiant is incredible at what they do. They've made a standout game, and like this game is definitely the Wish.com version of Hades. Like it just is. Like,
oh God.
I'm sorry. Like I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm really not. And it's not fair because I'm sure that they were trying to do something, but it just feels so dated and mechanical in comparison to it. And it's just not fair.
Yeah.
Not fair.
It's really not. So sorry, Curse of the Dead Gods. But if you've done everything there is to do in Hades and you're still looking for more,
play Hades.
Maybe just play Hades again.
Yeah. I mean, Hades
I love
it's got the cross save shit too, which is awesome. I mean, being able to go from PC to your Switch, like it's a better all around pickup if you have the means to do it that way.
I love Final Fantasy VII Remake, but we might have gotten that one wrong. Hades might have been Game of the Year.
I thought it was going to be Game of the Year.
I thought it was too. I thought it was a lock. I didn't realize how much we all loved.
Any new people to hanging out with us at the Casual Hour, we tally up for Game of the Year, and we basically rank our individual lists as a whole. But
I don't want us to say definitively that is not how we do it. That is data that we take into account when we make our decision. It just so happens that we've always gone by that.
I think that the reason that we edged out Hades with Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy VII Remake had far more to lose, and that bet that it could be what it was, and that it still captivated somebody
to be honest, it still could.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyway, let's talk about something that
they haven't technically finished that game.
How do we feel about this next one? I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of playing Curse of the Dead Gods on February 23rd, you could play Persona 5 Strikers instead. Or if you're cool and in Japan and have already been playing this for a year, Persona 5 Scramble. I like Scramble, but I like that name. It's coming for PC, Switch, and PS4. From what I've heard, from what I've seen, this is I know Bobby's a huge Dynasty Warriors fan now after playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
I'm the resident warrior
and
here on the show.
And it feels like this game is in a similar mold of hewing really close to the franchise that it's musoing, to coin a phrase, I suppose. And I think that's really cool. Like there's going to be like a social, not exactly like a social link system 100%, but there will be that kind of confidant
some of that
stuff.
DNA.
You will be talking to characters. You'll absolutely be walking around and talking to people and going on dates and relationship kind of stuff. But also, you're gonna fight a lot of phantoms as the Phantom Thieves, and that's rad.
I'm there for it, man.
That game's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I think the one disappointing part, and I can't even be that disappointed by it because I have not played Persona 5 Royal, is that there will be no Royal content in here. There's no Kasumi. There's no knowledge or recognition of any of the Royal stuff because this game was developed before Royal was a thing. And like I said, Japan's had this game for a year, so they haven't added on any Royal stuff to this. But none of us have played Royal, so it shouldn't bother us.
Yeah. But maybe this will make us play Royal afterwards.
Yeah. I bought Royal. I better play it at some point.
Right.
Okay. So because we'll probably all be buying Persona 5 Strikers, that means we're probably not going to buy this other game that also comes out on the 23rd, and that is Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tassos. Tassos?
Tassos?
Tasers. I don't know. PC and Switch.
Me, bro.
The reason I put this on here, it looks like an online Four Swords adventures.
Yeah.
That Zelda style stuff. And but instead of having everybody be Link and having all of Link's abilities, this game has classes and some procedural roguelike elements. So it seems like it could be a fun game to get together and play.
Sure.
Where different people have their different kinds of advantages and disadvantages to work together to solve puzzles. That seems really neat to me. I think it's got a pretty cool art style. I don't know if I'm going to play it, but I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got that Zelda
Link
vibe.
to the past.
Yeah, for sure. Which that's always going to pull on my heartstrings.
Yeah, like this dungeon that people are seeing right now on the Twitch stream looks 100% like a Zelda dungeon. Like just the pixel art on the walls, and it's like that. Did you just like copy Zelda's homework over there? Like that's yeeks. Okay, a couple more games here. One on the 25th, and that is Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection coming for the Switch. This game kind of looks like shit.
It looks fucking awful.
Is this a whole new game, or is this a remake?
It's a remake, if you want to call it that.
Game.
Oh, it's not. It's not a remake.
Oh, I don't like how this looks.
I thought it was a brand new game.
Is this what looks worse, this or 13 remake?
This looks like a game that my son would download on his iPad that has a pop-up ad every 5 seconds.
Oh my God.
I would say this looks worse. The 13 remake is bad because I know what it used to be.
Right.
Well, that's not fair because also I know what this game used to look like too. But I think there's a bigger gap. Like this looks like a bad game. 13, if I didn't know what it looked like before, I would have said, yeah, it looks just generic or fine, whatever. This looks actively bad to me in what they've done to the graphics here. I mean, on one hand, I appreciate Capcom saying, let's go back and revitalize old franchises.
Sure.
I like classic games, but this does not look very good at all. And I'm already a person, despite liking classic games, I never liked Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts or any of those because they were always so fucking hard, and they're meant to be hard.
This is also the same day
really
that
unfun way for me.
The 25th is the same day that the Outriders demo comes out, which I'm super jazzed for that. Since that got pushed back, it was supposed to be early February. That got delayed till I think April. But yeah, that is something that I'm definitely more excited for than playing this garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's kind of dead on arrival. And that's
Speaking of dead on arrival, the last game.
Whoa!
Wow!
Ouch!
I had to do it.
Speaking of demos that are going to be out, are out. Bravely Default 2. You can play the final demo right now, which I've downloaded and haven't played. I wonder.
That's right.
I wonder actually what's different in that demo than the original
demo.
Fuck. Yes. The third game, despite having a 2 behind it. God, I'm sure they're gonna do something stupid with the name.
I can't wait.
Fuck, they're gonna do something stupid with the name. We've talked about that first demo that came out, and then we think it was a news story where we talked about what or it wasn't a news story, it was a Nintendo Direct where they talked about the things that the feedback they got from fans and what they're doing to fix it. And I'm sure some of that stuff is in the final demo that I haven't played yet. But I love Bravely Default. It is. I have enjoyed both Bravely Default and Bravely Second a ton. The demo to me for 2. Now they're transitioned to the Switch. It is an art style that is definitely reminiscent of what they were going for on 3DS, but sure. I don't love the transition here. And I think the combat didn't feel as fun in the demo. The first demo. I still love this franchise. I still hope it's really good. I want this game to be good. This game has the potential to be my game of the year. But I feel some real trepidation about it, and so my fingers are crossed. But
I'm gonna wait for your take on it, because the demo didn't captivate me. Yeah. I'm curious, for sure. I'm curious, but I just want to know more. Damn it, I want to know more.